Hey guys, welcome back to the Bunny Barn Acres. We're going to do a review on the tractor and the KIOTI NS 6010 HST cab. I got 106 hours on it, so let's take a tour and see what was good and see what was bad, and would I buy another one. Alright, so let's talk pros and cons. I got two cons. Number one, this is a really cool system, color coded. However, these new tractors turn pretty much on a dime, and when you're turning too hard, this tire rubs. And when it rubs, with the rubbing and the bouncing, I've had it pop off a few times, where we think that there's something wrong with the tractor and we panic because we cannot lift the loader at all. Upon investigating, it was just disconnected. This has only happened to me twice. I kind of keep it in mind now not to turn it fully. However, that's kind of a drawback because I like how it can turn. Con number two. Unlike other tractors that I have been in, the dome light does not turn on when you open the door. Not the end of the world, but when it's pitch black outside, it would be nice to have light in the cab. I'm fairly certain every tractor comes with it now, but these skid steer quick attach, they're amazing. No more banging out pins. We have a plastic gas tank, and it's a bit funny shaped. It's got a pretty funny shape to it, but it seems to work just fine. And you can see the white in the back. That is one of your hydrostatic filters, and there's two on this tractor. That one there, very, very easy to take off. You don't have to worry about draining your fluid. Some people say you do, you don't. You'll lose a couple liters, but trust me, in the grand scheme of things, that's quite cheap. I had to do a top up and that was it. The tough one is over here. That is your main transmission filter right here. It took two full-grown men and a wrench to break the old one off. If you go on blogs, Reddit, how-to videos, this is a common KIOTI problem. I don't know if it's from painting from the factory or what, but they are on there piss whistling tight, and there's no need for that. So now I have it just a little more than hand tight. It's not leaking and it's working good. But if you guys end up getting a KIOTI, or if you have one and you want to know how to do this, I highly recommend that you get a second person to come help. There is another con. I'm not considering it a con of KIOTI. It's a con of government, I suppose, is the DPF. Now this tractor doesn't have DEF. I don't need to put the fuel in, but I do have the DPF filter, and we've regened twice now. Not the end of the world, but a bit of a pain in the butt. So you're in the middle of doing a job. Let's say you're tilling a garden or you're pulling discs or whatnot. All of a sudden the thing starts to blow smoke and it acts funny and you got a light coming on. It's your DPF, it needs to be regen. Well, you have to stop what you're doing, right? And then it's gonna crank it to its full throttle, and you can either sit in there and cook or you can go for a 40-minute walk. That is a major drawback. Now, from my understanding, anything over 25 horsepower, you're gonna have to have a DPF. I think Mahindra is the only one that doesn't have it. So, I don't know, you can have them deleted, but if you get them deleted, it voids your warranty. So I don't know what's worth more to you. For me, keeping it for now, possibly deleting it in the future, I think is the route I'm gonna go. But they claim that if you delete it, not only are you gonna get better, dang it, I'm bleeding here, I don't know why. sorry. You're gonna get better fuel economy without it, right? So it's 10 to 15% better fuel economy. So it seems to be working against you constantly, right? Just for the environment. And I like the environment, I don't wanna kill it, but it's a drawback for sure. Let's take a look under the hood, very easy. There's a latch here. I'll show you. And it opens up very easily. There's your latch. It releases the hood. And as you can see, everything's pretty nice here. The battery is incredibly easy to get to. If you need to jump start it, like you don't have everything in your way, this is a nice feature. Your airbox is right here. You can see the clip there. There's a couple of these clips, pop them off, and you got your airbox, right? You got your antifreeze. All your relays are here. Very simple, very nice, very clean. One thing I wish tractors came with was some sort of tie point. So I welded these on. Actually got a friend of mine to weld these because my welder does not weld this thick metal. I can only do about, I don't know, 1/8 if I'm lucky. It's just a 120 volt. So I got him to do that, but it would be just so handy to have this right from the factory. It's a game changer though. If you guys buy a new tractor and you don't have these anchor points, attachment points, I suggest you do this. You know, just let's say you're pulling out an engine from a trailer or a deer or whatnot, you just link your chain and away you go. Let's talk pros and what made my wife and I decide on a KIOTI. Pro number one, definitely pricing. We're talking $23,000 less than the Kubota version of this. That's a big difference. And the KIOTI can lift approximately 300 pounds more. So that was also a big deal because we have horses, therefore we need something that's strong enough to lift bales. This year we had 1,000-pound bales, but they got rained on like crazy, so they were significantly heavier. I'm glad that I went with the one step higher in tractor. We were originally looking at the DK. I fell in love with the DK, and like my buddy said, get one tractor bigger because you're gonna regret it. And I'm sure happy I did that. Okay, number two, and this one is huge for me, might not be huge for others. This right here. So now I don't need to go in the cab to lower or raise my arms. So that's pretty awesome. And then it's also got quick connects. Everything's quick here. So you're coming up to your implement, just pull her out. You can hook her in a lot easier, and then she'll lock back in on her own. And then right here too, this is so handy. So you can just put her wherever you want, pull the pin out, and then just slot her in, and then she's locked. So that's incredibly handy, it's fast. One thing the DK had that the NS did not have was a toolbox. I don't know why there's no toolbox, it would have been handy. So I ended up making one. Didn't take much to make it. There's a plate here that I'm not entirely sure what its importance is. We live in Canada, I can't figure out what it's for, if it's some sort of signage or something, maybe it's different in the States or in Korea where they're made. So it was sitting here doing nothing, so I built a box and I mounted it to that. Just putting basic tools in there for fencing and such. It's been pretty handy. Little latch, away you go. All right, hop on in, I'll give you a tour of the inside. Turn her on. Doesn't show. Weird. 106.6 hours. Got your cup holder. Your fuses are in here. Comes with a cigarette lighter. So So yeah, it's pretty nice. Standard windows, they work. Comes wired with speakers already, but no radio, and it comes with the antenna as well. So I just went on Amazon and got one of these Boss decks for like 80 bucks. It works really good. This is cool. I'm not sure if other tractors have this, but you would be surprised how handy a rear view mirror is in a tractor. Totally awesome. One thing that I didn't like about the tractor was that I had to push the brake in and be in neutral to start it all the time. But for just a couple dollars, you can get this little guy. It's plug and play ready, and now you can get off your seat, leave it in gear. It's a hydrostat, so if your hydrostat's working good, it isn't going to go anywhere. And now you can get out. This is really cool. The window right here, there's a handle. That's it. Push her open. It stays open no matter what. Like if I'm bouncing around in the field, it doesn't matter. You can talk to somebody. If there's somebody, like example, we did posts last year for the fencing. Just yell at each other. But you're yelling, right? Nice big bar here. You can get the option of getting an extra or a windshield wiper kit. I didn't get it. I haven't needed it at all. I did lots of snow this year. It didn't seem to be a problem. And it's got defrost, so that helps. All right, let's take her for a spin. We'll show you a few more things here. So I've got right here my hazards, 4-wheel drive, which has been very handy. Down here, this is to move the wheel up and down. The orange one, now I've got my parking brake on. To release it, push her down. To my left, I've got my gearing. So you got high, medium, low. I do most of my work in medium. If I'm plowing, then I do low. Another thing I want to show you that I'm a big fan of, my visor is like a pair of sunglasses. That has saved my eyes a few times. Typical, you got your air, AC, heat right here. And there's my lamp that only works when I turn it on, but not with the door. Not worthy of not buying the tractor, but I also didn't notice it until I got home. To my right, apologize, not the greatest lighting. So I got my lights here. The lights are not great that come with KIOTI, so I put LEDs on, very simple. Sorry. Defrost. You have many more bells and whistles that you can put in. Here, this one's pretty neat. So if I want to put my PTO on, right, I can put it on manual, which is fine. But if I put it on auto, every time that I lift, let's get this out of the way, every time that I lift up my 3-point hitch, it'll turn off the implement if it's on auto. So if you have your kids hanging around or an animal, or you see a rock, you can just lift it, and once you've lifted your implement, it'll turn off. This is your regen, and this is your cruise control. And cruise control, I often use cruise control if I'm in a flat area and I'm doing brush mowing or if I'm on the road. We have another cup holder here. And honestly guys, the other things that go here, this has to do with the PTO. There's like a foot pedal linkage. I can't remember everything that could go here, and I'm having a lot of trouble finding it online. This is for another set of remotes if you want to put more remotes in. I may put a second remote in. I don't think I'll ever need a third. And then I wanted to show you too, there's this little looking glass here, and this has proven to be very handy. I mean, you have to be a bit of a contortionist to actually use it, but it is handy nonetheless. If you go right here, you can see pretty well out there. One thing that I was looking for when buying a new tractor was the throttle. I got all my work here. My throttle's right here. Many of the new tractors, the throttle comes here, and you can see the outline. And that was a deal breaker for me. I don't want to be reaching over all the time. This is right here. So everything is just right in my area here. So that makes me happy. For looking at a tractor, certainly check out KIOTI. They are really good tractors. I don't think anybody makes a bad tractor, but when you're throwing in 6-year warranty on the powertrain, engine and transmission, a year on the loader and electronics, and a $23,000 less price tag, they're definitely worth taking a look at. We love them. The sensitivity of the HST transmission, hydrostat is amazing. Like, you can move millimeters at a time or you can fly. It's up to you. You just don't have all those gears to deal with. My wife hops in here happier than a pig, and to come and play in the tractor. She drives it quite well, and she's very good with the loader too. So that's awesome, because sometimes I can't drive it. Sometimes I got to be outside doing the work, right? The loader is so smooth, it's crazy. Like, you could tape a paintbrush on there and paint the siding, paint the wall. Like, it's amazing. I highly recommend taking a look at the KIOTI. Would I buy another one? I don't think it's a real fair question, because it's only 106 hours. However, in the 106 hours, I've had no problems other than the ones that I went over with you, which is basically the tire just rubbing against that. I now know not to turn that sharp. But no, mechanically, electronically, zero problems. So we'll see what happens in the next couple 100 hours. And until then, I hope you guys have a great one. And thanks for watching. I gotta go put a bale in for the horses.